So as part of our unit on statistics, we're going to be focusing specifically on stratified samples in this video. So what I've put here as a note is that a stratified sample allows any group within a population to be similarly represented within a sample. So to put this into context of what we've been discussing with terminology for statistics, if we've got a population size, we obviously want to survey or extract a sample. Now within that sample, if we just randomly pick people, then we might not be fairly representing every particular group that falls within that population. So by doing a stratified sample, it allows every group within the larger population to be fairly represented. So here we've been asked to determine the number of people required to be surveyed from each of the following groups if stratified sampling is to be conducted. So the question here is a survey of 40 people from Monash Sport is required where there are 1,500 members, 1,200 of whom are male and 300 who are female. Now if we deconstruct what each of these elements represent, so our males here, that's one of the groups. The 300 females is also another group. This is our sample. And the 1,500 members is our total population. So the first thing we need to do is to calculate the total population and identify or determine the fraction of the population to be used in the survey. So I'm going to write that down. So let's take a look at this. So we need to survey 40 people. And we have a total of 1,500 members. So now creating this fraction, we're going to do the 40 members we're wanting to survey out of the total of 1,500. Now using our fraction skills and our simplification, that will be simplified down to 2 divided by 75. So now what we need to do is the following. So we need to work out, well, how many members from each group need to be surveyed. So let's start by calculating how many males need to be surveyed for this particular survey. So we've got 1,200 male adults and in step 1 we calculated the fraction of the population to be used in the survey, which was 2 divided by 75. So I'm going to multiply 1,200 by 2 divided by 75. Now using your calculator or doing this by hand, we end up with 32 male adults. So to put this in context, this means we need 32 male adults to fairly represent the male population in this particular survey. Keep in mind we want to interview a total of 40 people, so 32 of this 40 will be just males. So now we need to work out how many females we need for this particular survey to fairly represent the female group of this particular population. Now we know 40 minus 32 is 8, so by our calculations we should get 8 females. So let's have a go at doing the math and make sure that we're correct. So we have 300 females So again, multiplying the 300 by the fraction 2 divided by 75 will give us 8 female adults. Now to make sure you're correct, definitely have a go at adding up all your samples to make sure that it equals the total that you're after. So I'm going to write a conclusive sentence here. So I'm going to say, therefore, So therefore, 32 males and 8 females need to be surveyed to fairly represent their groups in this survey. And that's it for stratified sampling. So just keep in mind that stratified sampling is more of a mathematical way for us to fairly represent any group within a given population. We also do use the random method as well. However, the random one is a little bit harder to make sure that each group is being fairly represented, because obviously it relies on us just randomly surveying people or allocating people surveys.